Welcome, beautiful yogis. It is time to restore ourselves with yoga, with breathing, with being together, and navigating our way through what is said to be a very big week. This week we have, of course, our elections happening on the day of the big lunar eclipse. And then we have the 11/11 portal later in the week. And from a cosmic point of view, in our Earth's relationship to all that is, these are potent portals for us to receive up-leveling. How about that? First of all, we want to down-level our nervous system. So let's lie down. Come and lie on your setup for the open book pose. So, lovely bolster behind, blankies alongside. Centralize your spine to lie back. And as we lie back and let the arms soften alongside, close the eyes. What is the first thing that you feel here? Become absorbed by whatever is here for you in this moment. And this arriving, this pose that so opens the heart space, the shoulders falling away, so spreading across the chest. As your knees widen out in cobbler's pose, there are places to feel. And if those are not comfortable for you, please let your legs lie out straight on the mat, or put another pillow or bolster underneath your knees. So welcome yourself to this moment. So most of the time we are in self-talk on a kind of autopilot, and it changes when we lie down on the yoga mat, because we begin to become present in the body and feel the breath. So it's a big shift. Any vulnerability that shows up now, be that physical, be that stress or anxiety, become aware of it. So we're not stuffing anything away. We're bringing things into the light of awareness. Saying completely to this moment a great big yes. Yes, I see you. I see every part that is now showing up. And here comes the breath. The breath that we can allow in deeply. Feeling its movement through the torso. When you're ready to let the breath go, it's always lovely to do that through the pursed lips. Welcoming the incoming so generously, how it makes space for itself. Making space for itself as it pours in and rises, expanding in the upward direction. We hold the breath a moment and blow it away gently and completely. And here comes the next incoming breath. Make space, allow, receive this beautiful deep inhale. The little pause, the little treasuring moment, and then releasing it through your pursed lips, completely all the way to nothing. So simple, so profound, and often so forgotten we forget this immediate help for our nervous system. So at this time, give it your full attention and willingness, setting aside everything else to gift yourself this present moment. So much has led up to this present moment, and so much will be unfolding moment by moment, breath by breath. And so much like a surfer might ride the waves, giving it full attention, cannot afford to waver in that attention on the big ocean waves. We are not under any kind of threat, but the invitation is to really stay connected with your breath. Sweetly, with kindness. Each breath resetting our nervous system, that highly developed nervous system that we as human beings have, so intricately connected to our brain and every other part of this human body. The most direct way to reset it is with this slow, conscious breathing. This is first aid, first response. And I love that we do this together, because together we create a field of energy, a field of peace, building this calm, peace, well-being within us, and we know that it ripples out. Sometimes, as we rest in this open book pose, we can feel a little give in the body, in the joints, in the back, in the shoulders. Somewhere you might feel a little fault line give away into deeper ease and release. At this moment, all there is your body in this shape and your conscious breaths. And in our beautiful, diligent connection with breath, our planet turns, moving from day into night. We've just reset the clocks. It's been a funny sort of a day. What time is it? Earlier than we think. So that had a lovely, peaceful quality to it. Hey, we got time for this. No rush. Our earth turning into night and back into day. This sense that there's always a sunset happening. There is an eternal sunset on our planet, as there is an eternal sunrise. Just depends where you happen to be. And we here most of us on the West Coast are now resting into the receding of the daylight and the coming of dark. The moon, of course, is growing and growing, has been for the last 11, 12 days from the new moon, and will arrive at fullness on Tuesday. Tuesday early in the morning, it reaches its full expression, and it is also the time of the eclipse. The moon will darken. If we're up early enough, we can sit and watch it. How the moon darkens into the total eclipse. It's a wondrous event to witness. And through the ages, so much meaning has been given. Symbolic meaning of the darkening of the moon. For many, this is a beautiful time to look internally at the darkened places inside us. If you were a Jungian, you would call it the shadow. I think that's become common parlance now. We all have a shadow. We all have that part that we really don't want to see, but other people see quite clearly. And so before the moon grows completely dark, it's a good time to see and to even ask, show me what I'm not seeing. When we know our own shadow, it's not as dark. The long, slow breaths in the context of where we are in the seasons, in relation to the moon, the sun. We are in the season of Scorpio, and Scorpio is of course about death and resurrection, about letting go and beginning anew. Sometimes that's hard. Sometimes what we most love is removed, and we can only see its value later. The phoenix has been a symbol of Scorpio, the bird that rises out of the ashes. The Egyptians saw the Bennu bird as that symbol of renewal, a symbol of rebirth. Towards the end of today's practice, we'll do that activation. For now, the restful breaths, a little reflecting, comes and goes. And that deepening into the present moment and all that arises within it. At the end of your long exhalation, which feel free to do that through your nose now, have a little rest on the empty place. It's extraordinary how powerful it is to hold that moment of emptiness, to interrupt the many thoughts that flow through us, to lower anxiety, and to put us into a very lovely, peaceful place, which is, of course, why we are here now. Enjoying the last few breaths in the open book shape. So before we change shape, we'll raise the arms all the way up to vertical, bend your elbows, place your thumb into your opposite elbow and then bring your forearms to rest either on your brow or above your head, just as your body allows. And so now we've opened the side ribs a bit more to allow the breath to fill those areas, the side ribs and higher up. So continuing with the low belly initial part of your inhale and feel it rise. Can you feel the armpits fill? Let it fall away, let it relax away, slowly, slowly, slowly. And then rest a moment without any breath at all. And then breathe in. Rising to fullness, feeling the breath at your sides, towards your underarms, towards your collarbones, little paws. Let the breath go. All the way, all the way, all the way, until you can rest without any breath at all. Let's do it one more time. Breathe in. Hold the full moment. Let the breath go. And rest on empty. Nice. Please raise your arms while breathing in, all the way up to vertical. So they're reaching up towards the ceiling, and then widen your arms. Catch your knees and help your knees up together. Walking your feet a little ways apart, even to the edges of the mat. Scoot your tailbone slightly away from the bolster and then lean your knees into one another. It's a nice counter pose. Those inseam muscles had a long stretch. We're releasing them now. Tend all those subtle sensations. And now let's roll off to the side and set up for the revolved child's pose. We'll begin on the right side. Make a little padding for your right bottom. And sit right at the short end of your bolster. Not on the bolster, but at the end of it. We've got mermaid legs or extended legs, but what we're really looking at is a nice rotation through the trunk. So touch the bolster and then lift and turn your trunk and lie forward to rest now on your left ear. And arrange your arms. Soften down. Settling in, can you hear your own heartbeat? Or perhaps the pulsing? Listen internally. Your body is alive. So many extraordinary operations going on in the body. Grateful to this body that is alive and pulsing and throbbing. So we become more aware of the body and less involved in our internal dialogue. Be present in your breath. And let's breathe in nose, out nose. Long exhalation and that little rest at the end of the exhale. So no pause between in and out, and a lovely pause at the end of the breath before inhale. See how that feels. This resetting of our nervous system, quietening of our habitual thoughts, allows us to raise our consciousness, which is the appropriate thing to be doing at this time. Moving away from the density of fear, concerns, especially about things we can't really do much about. We do our best, and as my mum used to say, do your best, God will do the rest. And that's how we deepen our capacity to trust. Each time we drop into that place of no breath, we deepen that capacity to trust, to know we are okay. The theme of a death and resurrection, final endings, new beginnings. It's a theme that runs through so many cultures and through the ages. We see it in nature, and it's part of our lives too, personal lives, communities, countries. There's this rising and blossoming, ebbing away, changing. To allow the natural changes that come. And where our consciousness comes in is that we are able to hold higher frequencies as we practice them, to not go down in the collective drama, which we can see all around us. It's a tall order, yogis, but we can do it. We can do it. We can choose this with each breath. 3 more of the lovely long exhalations and pauses. And now, let's change sides. Use your hands. Be mindful. Feel the touch of your mat. Feel the pressure that's needed to push up. To change sides, move your props, rearrange everything. You're going to sit down on the right butt cheek. Still on our platform blanket. Your legs in mermaid's position or straightened out, one of them. Lift and turn towards your bolster, and this time we rest on the right ear and soften down. Softening down is just yielding to gravity. You can snuggle your elbows, lift and lower, get it really in the right place. Are your hands relaxed? Are your fingers a little opened and your palms at ease? The hand is a place where we unconsciously clench, as is the jaw. The jaw also clenches, as your dentist might have told you. So, relax your jaw. Continue with the lovely breaths. And feel your breath in your low back. You can feel it rise from the low back and upwards, as we did when we were lying on the back and we felt the belly rise and the breath move upwards. So the Bennu bird was a sacred animal from ancient Egypt and was associated with the gods of creation, Ra and Atum. The Bennu bird was said to have been present at the dawn of creation. It was worshipped in the city of Heliopolis, where the most important solar deities of ancient Egypt were worshipped. Some scholars believe that the Bennu bird had the form of a grey heron, the type of bird that was prominent in the series of myths. The Bennu bird was often depicted with these characteristics: a two-feathered crest. The bird was often shown sitting on a benben stone, symbolizing Ra. It's also been portrayed sitting in a willow tree, representing Osiris. The role of the Bennu bird in the Egyptian beliefs was connected with the understanding of the soul. The Ba. The Ba was one aspect of the soul and represented the personality. So when a person died, it was believed that their Ba would continue to survive. The Ba was featured as a bird with a human head. And together with the Egyptian gods, They were responsible for the creation of the world as we know it. The Bennu bird is the symbol of rebirth, to rise again. Osiris is the god who returned from the dead with the help of the goddess Isis. So at this time, the Bennu bird, the phoenix, these symbols of rebirth are powerful in the time when there is this sense of things falling apart. The rebirth is inherent in the falling apart. This is where we have to trust. Astrologers have described the lunar eclipse that's happening on Tuesday as the biggest one of the year, the biggest one in a long time, because it's not only the sun, the moon, and the earth involved in it, but many of the other planetary bodies that symbolize forces of great conflict, energies pushing against each other, and something has to give. And nobody knows what that is. In our personal lives, we may find out these things. What has to give? What has to be given up? What has to be released? What's no longer working? And can we do it with trust? To know the phoenix, the Bennu bird, the renewal is inherent in the giving up. And so beautiful, yogis, let's complete this second side of child's pose. Slowly make your way up. Come into child's pose over your bolster as it is. I always have to pull this blankie here because my knees don't like child's pose that much anymore. So a little blankie supports them, and you can do that too, unless your knees don't want to do it at all. You can do the crocodile pose. So this now, supported child's pose. The head could be one way or the other. And crocodile pose, you know, you just lie on your tummy. The bolster supporting your tummy. If the bolster feels too intense on your tummy, then use something, a rolled blanket, something that will just lift your belly and create a stretch in your lower back. And the legs now completely at ease in the crocodile shape. And as you rest in this place, reflect a little bit more about the shadow aspect and what we might not see, but it would be useful to see. And so astrologers will tell you that this particular eclipse is right in the middle of the fixed signs. So if your birthday is somewhere between, say, the 3rd to the about the 11th, 12th of either May, November, August or February, somewhere between the 2nd, 3rd and the 11th or 12th of the month, then this will be in relationship to your big planet, your sun, your birthday. And so here are some thoughts of what might be in the shadow. And so for Taurus, what really matters is feeling safe. So money, security issues, the unwillingness to change, to be clinging on to something that feels safe but might be outworn now, might be time for something new. But you're hanging on because it makes you feel safe. The other thing that might be in the shadow of Taurus is an unwillingness to simply enjoy life without guilt or feeling that you need to earn it. You see, it's okay to just savor and enjoy life because it's our birthright. And so for Scorpios, it is that undercurrent way of using a power and control, keeping agendas hidden, hanging on to control. And those who are in the Leo month, that sense of being so special that certain things don't apply to you. The attachment to being the vision carrier or being the leader or being attached to hierarchies, being entitled and elite, the need to be special. That could be seen as the shadow of the sign of Leo. And for Aquarius, it's that egoic attachment to believing that you are exempt from the full human journey, a detachment that's often a splitting off or refusing to have anything to do with the middle world, like a spiritual bypass. That can happen if you are an Aquarius and not aware of your shadow. Those are just a few thoughts. If anything resonates, you might look at it. Otherwise, just let them go with your next exhale. Letting your breaths feel easy. And trusting in that end of the breath moment. Just the last few breaths in this shape. Slowly make your way to all fours. Give your legs a little stretch if you've been in child's pose, one leg at a time. Open the back of the knees, or you could even do a downward dog. Stretch your legs and spine and arms, just a breath or two. And then we'll set up for our next shape, the seated forward bend. Set up your tabletop. A place to sit and a place to lean forward on. And how would you like to have your legs? They could be crossed, they could be straddled out. And get that distance from your sit bones to your tabletop just right, so that your spine is long and flattened out, taking the roundness out of the upper back as much as possible. Resting your forehead. That gentle touch on your brow. It has a very sedating or quietening effect on the frontal lobes of your brain. And so for this particular pose, we're going to change up the breath. We'll do a different pranayam. And I'm going to lead you into it. It is the inhale for 4. Hold your breath for 7 counts. And then we'll exhale for 8 counts. So we'll do the first couple together. Exhale completely. Great. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax as you hold your breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe out. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Relax and hold your breath for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Exhale. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue now on your own, cueing yourself with these breath counts. It's a powerful one, good one. Please do one more of these counting breaths. And as you reach the end of that long exhale, let go the count and let your breath breathe you and become the observer of how that might happen. Giving up control. Letting it be exactly as it is. Mostly that feels so lovely, to give up control and drop into trust that the breath knows exactly how to breathe at this time. Deepening the peace, deepening that trust that can become the ground of our being, trusting life itself, trusting divine, the universe, however we might frame that. The natural breath flowing through you in this shape. Nice, everybody. So slowly now, make your way up and sit upright. A seated pranayama is nice to practice at this point in our journey through the poses. So sit up really tall so you've got space to breathe. You can use your wall if you have a wall behind you, if your back is tired. And then we'll do alternate nostril breathing. So you know what to do. Right hand thumb closes slightly your right nostril, leaving just your left nostril open for in. Bring your ring finger down of the same hand, close up your left nostril, lift your thumb, exhale right, inhale right. Let's add a little pause here. We're going to exhale left. And a little pause here. Inhale left. Close it up to pause. Exhale right. Close it up to pause. Inhale right. Close it up to pause. Open left, exhale. And pause on empty. Inhale left. Little pause at the top. Exhale right. Little pause. Inhale right. Rest your hand down for the little pause. Palm down, sit tall, little pause. Now exhale through both. And in through both. The sense that the two streams meet right in the middle of your brain. To exhale again, two streams, a few inches past your nostrils. Exquisite awareness now of the movement of breath coming in, rising to the middle of the brain, going out. Feeling now the more subtle energy of your breath. lovely, everyone. And so we complete this practice. Gently make your way to lying on your back with your legs elevated, be it against the wall or over the setup, your tabletop. And this is so restful after sitting up and forward bending. Now the back is completely held in its natural support. Feel how lovely it is on your back to lie with elevated legs. Each exhalation allowing the body to sink a little more deeply into the ground. Dropping into stillness. And letting your breath flow naturally. You can rest in the subtle streams through the nostrils. So as you rest here on your back with your legs elevated, your blood circulating so easily down the legs and towards your heart, allowing this lovely support and peace to grow. To know that in this big week that is unfolding, Tuesday's eclipse, Friday is known as the 11:11 portal. What does that mean? You may have noticed 11:11 on your digital clock. I think we all began to notice it many, many, many years ago. It was always considered, and still is, a moment of connection with the universe. The angels are here. I'm on track. A very affirming sight to see 11:11. We understand now that the year is not just a circle, but it is a spiral. We never go back to exactly the same place. And that is absolutely true if we look from our perspective of the Earth to the cosmos. We never hit exactly the same arrangement of the planetary positions, the stars, the galactic center. It's constantly moving. And so we are spiraling through time. And in the sacred year, we have 8 sacred portals. We have 2 equinoxes, we have 2 solstices, and then we have the points between that we count now in numerology. So in the middle between the December solstice and the March equinox would be the February 2-2. 2nd of February is a portal. And then we get in May 5-5. 5th of May is a portal. And then we get the 8th month, which is right between solstice and equinox again. In August, we 8-8. And so now we are in between equinox and solstice at 11:11. In numerology, 11 is a master number. It stands for energy, vibration, light, enlightenment, wisdom, purity, divine emanation, purpose. And so Friday is a big day. It's a portal day, and we can ready ourselves by putting ourselves in a high frequency. So the final part of our practice today will be visiting that portal that we go through on Friday in the cosmic sense of things. For now, let's complete the elevated legs position. Draw your knees in, give yourself a little hug. A little rocking is also lovely. We're going to set up for our next pose. The blankie goes just above your mat, as we won't use it for the supported bridge pose. The blocks are lovely at the end of the mat. So again, we're on our backs. This time the bolster will pull out once we're down. Pull the bolster underneath your hips, right under your sacrum, not in the hollow of your back, just there on your sacrum. So we've got the raised pelvis, and the legs can extend onto or over the blocks, or you could leave your knees bent. And so this position is where the upper back is really resting deeply into the mat. We don't use a pillow here as it will close off the throat a bit much. Upper back at rest, shoulders falling away, arms deeply at rest, and the pelvis lifted. And let yourself feel this shape and the traction that it offers. Rest in your long exhalations. Receiving and allowing this lovely shape to open your physical body, to quieten the thoughts, to rest in the breath, to be curious and open to this beautiful unfolding of your life. Conscious breathing. It's what we're doing. It's one of the best ways to reset the nervous system. It's something that we can do while we're driving, while we're washing dishes. Any simple task that doesn't require our analytical brain. To just rest in the breath while you're walking. This conscious breathing is building a ground of being that is a layer of deep trust. And it helps us to not get distracted by the outer drama, by the challenges. And we can see beyond and be the observer, and from our hearts bless the world. This being focused, being clear, feeling each breath is a beautiful, beautiful practice, yogis. And so let's move the props and come into our final shape. Push the bolster downer so it's underneath your knees. If your back's a bit iffy, then give yourself a lovely hug and then stretch your legs out. Bring that pillow blankie under your head if that's comfy for you. And then again, let your arms come into that open, hearted shape away from your body slightly or a lot. but keep your arms below the level of your shoulders. Palms rolled open. Sense your body deeply connected to the earth. Lovely. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale through your feet, have a sense of your exhale descending deeply into the earth, so deep to the core of the earth. Bring earth energy up on your inhale. And then exhale it into your heart. Expanding through the heart as you exhale. Good. Now from your heart, send your inhale upwards, up through the crown of your head, way up high into the cosmos, gathering galactic energy. And on your exhalation, bring that down through the crown of your head and into your heart. Breathing now in and around your heart. We have drawn both from below and from above, and it mingles in the heart. And have a sense of that energy expanding from your heart throughout your entire body and the space around. So your whole body is illuminated, awakening to your luminous body. And this luminous body is free at this time, surrounded with guides and angels, your own guardian angel, we each have one, and the guides, protectors that you know to surround us. As we allow our luminous body now to rise, and to rise and to rise and to rise in a way that we can see the earth below, and we go through the atmosphere, through the veil, and up and up and up into the cosmos until we see not only the earth, but we see the moon as well. And on the other side is the sun. And we observe and we watch in this movement of heavenly bodies how the moon begins to darken. This is the eclipse of the moon. The moon darkens. Until all we can see is a red glow. And then from the other side, the light begins to return. And the moon is revealed again. And the moon is there again in her full glory in that brief moment of the eclipse. She changed the shapes that she usually takes an entire month, just in this short time. And our luminous body continues higher and higher and higher into the cosmos, towards Antares, the royal star of the Scorpion, the gate of the 1111. And we are here to receive, to receive blessings, to receive new information, new codes, luminous light codes. And we allow them into our being, knowing that this is an up-leveling, an upgrading of our whole being and our understanding. And out of this up-leveling, new creations can come, and we receive more love and more wisdom and more simple kindness as we see the gateway to luminous waterfalls, shimmering light, parallel, and in the middle of the pool where the water falls is a large rock, and on the rock stands the Bennu bird, the promise of rebirth, the promise of regeneration. Spend a little moment here receiving light, welcoming the new codes that is here for all of us. The angelic beings are here. All the cosmic helpers are here with us, the galactic whales and dolphins, and beings of light, all here to support our evolution. And now it is time to return. This luminous body, now so illumined, it floats back and down back to the earth and comes back into your body on the mat. Whole body still illumined, renewed, so peaceful and so ready to be in kindness, in love, in generosity, come what may. So full that we can now send out this loving energy to our earth, the whole planet, and all its inhabitants. Radiating out that love. And we complete our task. We complete the journey. We feel again our physical body resting here in our own space. Gently, gently returning. It may be that you would like to lie here a little longer to absorb and integrate. And should that be the case, please do so. Rest more deeply, bathing in this renewal. And if you're ready to return, then lie on your side and come on up to sit. Our practice together reaches completion here. With my hands together in prayer pose, I bow to the light, the luminosity that lives in you as it does in me, and in all of us. Namaste, beautiful yogis. Good night.